What's up, Pioneer family? So in this video, I am in the kitchen and I'm gonna be talking to you about cast iron, how to season it, how to clean it, and how to take care of it so you can keep on using it for years to come. Honestly, these things can last hundreds of years, so you can give them to your kids and they can give them to their kids if you take care of them correctly. Now, there's a bunch of reasons why you might want to use cast iron for your health. You might not want to use like a non-stick skillet or pan, which that would be a different video. But if you've been here for a couple months now, following the channel and following the mission and movement of Pioneer and what we're trying to do over there, which I will put the link to our website down below, it's all about building healthier and more sustainable communities by working together, growing together, but also trying to get the chemicals out as much as possible in our daily lives. And that is why I'm talking cast iron, because it's a just piece of cast iron. It's just a piece of iron. So no chemicals in it is a great way to cook if you are really wanting to live just a natural lifestyle. So that's why I'm talking about cast iron, and I would do more videos in the kitchen as the season, in the gardening season goes along, teaching you guys actually how to cook up those garden goodies to become healthier and yeah, just eating more natural. So now let's get to cast iron. A couple of things. One, I'm gonna go over you do not want to do when you are cleaning a cast iron. And number one is you do not want to throw this in the dishwasher. Do not throw your cast iron in the dishwasher. I've done it before when I first got into cast iron. A huge, huge, huge mistake. If you're getting into cast iron, it might seem complicated, but once you figure out how to take care of it, it is not that complicated. It's very, very easy. It cooks great. Nothing really sticks if you get it seasoned correctly. So first thing, do not throw it in the dishwasher. It will rust out. It won't be good. You don't want to do that. Number two, do not use soap. Now, that's my opinion. I've seen some people say that they do use soap. I don't know why you would want to use soap. You're taking off the seasoning. You're putting soap into the cast iron, which is not good. You don't want any soapy flavor coming out in your cooking. I would never use soap. A lot of other people would never use soap, but some people I have seen do use soap. Again, I don't know why you would, but there are many ways to skin a cat, I guess. So I would not do that. Those two things, never do. Don't put it in the dishwasher. Don't use soap. How you want to clean your cast iron is just by getting a brush like this, something like this. You can just pick this up basically wherever, running some water and just going over the cast iron and just cleaning it off that way. You don't need soap. It's that easy. You just want to use something like this to clean your cast iron with some warm water. Now, if you cooked on here and you let it sit a couple days because a life happened and you just forgot about it and stuff is stuck onto your cast iron, just take a little bit of water, turn your heat on your stove, not too high, because cast iron is very good at conducting that heat. So cast iron does not need to be cooked at a crazy high temperature. So turn that heat on low and let the water warm up, and the stuff that you cook should come off then. Then just take it over to your sink and again, just scrub it with this. That is how you clean a cast iron. It's pretty simple. It's not hard to do at all. Just make sure you don't throw it in the dishwasher or use soap. Now we want to season our cast iron. So there's a couple of different ways to season a cast iron. Why you want to season a cast iron is because that seasoning protects the pan, right? The seasoning of a cast iron, quote unquote, it just coats the pan, essentially is what it does. It coats the pan It really helps the cast iron from not rusting. And it makes a surface that is very, very non-stick. So you can cook things like eggs, you can cook meats, you can cook things on here without it sticking if your cast iron is seasoned properly and correctly. So how I like to do it is, there's a couple different ways, like I said. What I do when I first get the cast iron, when if it's a new cast iron, turn your oven on around 350, and then you just want to take some kind of oil. Now, I use coconut oil or olive oil. Olive oil does have a lower burning point, smoking point, so a lot of people don't use olive oil as much on their cast iron. That's the oil that I like to use is olive oil for my cooking, so that's why I use it. It's worked great for me. I just have to turn the temperature down a little bit when I'm cooking so it doesn't smoke as easy. But that's what I use. You can use other oils like canola or vegetable oil. I don't really love using those processed seed oils just because for health reasons, I don't want to eat processed seed oils. So I use an olive oil or a coconut oil, like this guy is a coconut oil, or like an avocado oil. So you would take your oil, you would put it on the pan, you would take a napkin and rub that oil all over the pan, and then you would just put it in the oven for around an hour at around 300 degrees. And that will help season your pan. When you take it out, you should have this nice, really slick looking coating on your pan like that. It should look smooth, and that's what you really want. You want like that smooth coating on your pan. So that is what I do when I first get a new cast iron. That's how you season it. It's really not that hard to season once you know what seasoning means. I know it can be kind of intimidating if you're just new into using cast iron, but once you know how to do it, it is very easy. Now, how I like to keep it maintained and keep it kind of seasoned after I do that initial 1 hour put in the oven. And this is just how I do it. Tons of ways to skin a cat. I know somebody else probably does it differently than this, but this is how I've always done it. Is I would turn on my skillet on low. And then when I cook, after I clean my cast iron off, and I don't do this every single time, but it is good practice in my opinion to do it. After I clean it off in the sink, then what I would do, and let me flip this camera around for you guys, is you have your cast iron, you would put on some oil. In this case, I'm using coconut oil, so it is not runny until it gets hot. Oops, I cannot get this off with one hand. Okay, there we go. Put a little bit of coconut oil. That's probably actually a little bit too much. But you would use this olive oil, canola oil, same thing. You would turn your skillet on low. If I can find that with the camera, there you go. And then you would just rub it in. So for a couple minutes, I would just let this set. You would just kind of rub it in until it evaporates and gets soaked up in there. And that is how I continue to season my cast iron pan after I do that initial hour in the oven. So I would do this, not every single time I cook, but maybe every other time I cook, I will re-season it just like this. That will keep it from rusting. It will keep it from sticking, your food from sticking in on your cast iron. Cast iron is such an awesome way to cook. It cooks great food, cooks great meat. You can cook basically anything on it. You can just be cooking on it, then you can throw it in the oven. So many awesome reasons to use cast iron. and it also has none of those chemicals that a non-stick may have on it. And so it's just a super natural way to cook. That is why I'm doing a video on it, and I will talk more about the difference between cast iron and non-stick in a later video. Guys, I will see you. I was about to say I will see you in a garden spring 2025, but I might see you in the kitchen spring 2025. So I will see you guys next video. Peace out. Love you guys.